Hey, Lauren. Hi, we up 1982. Hi, love always 4446. Hi, Mika, Lady Success. I Rose 95. Hi, y'all. How y'all feeling? It's Sunday. I'm at my table packing orders, but I'm gonna take a break because my brain was kind of frying trying to come up with affirmations for people's jewelry, and I'm gonna take a break from that and do a story time real quick. I was thinking about someone, a situation that I was in a while back. Well, my oldest daughter will be 12 this year, so she was probably about 4 when this all happened. So I had a friend who I was friends with from probably ages 20. I want to say she and this woman and I became friends when we were in our mid-20s. So I was about 25, 26. And we worked at the same job, and we noticed that we had, hey Carmen, hey everybody coming in, just telling us a quick story. We noticed that we, got along really good, and so every day, she worked in one area of the same department that I worked in, and I worked in another, but we had to interact a lot. So one day she asked me, did I want to go out with her? And we hung out and we went out and everything was cool and we became fast friends. Fast forward to years of us watching each other, trying to navigate our 20s and all of that stuff, and her watching me eventually get married, have kids, all the things, and so our lives kind of went, we were like this, and then our lives kind of went like that, but we stayed in touch. And she was still very single and enjoying her life and trying to find someone to be in a relationship with, going in and out of relationships and in that type of space. So she would often come to me and talk to me about her relationships, because to her it appeared that I had it together because I had gotten married and had children, and this is what she was aspiring to be. Also, this young lady was older than me by about 4 years. So one day after these years of hanging out, going to the club together, now I done settled down and became somebody's wife and got kids and minding my business, we hung out, and she was in a situation and she was explaining the situation to me, and it wasn't a situation that I particularly agreed with, but I knew from our friendship that she was always like this, right? She always found her way into spaces. Hey, Graceful Boss Babe. She always found her way into spaces, hey y'all coming in, that were interesting. I'll say they were interesting. And at the time I was in my I'm trying to get my life together shit. So a lot of her life was very overwhelming for me. I didn't have that word at the time. I would say she was doing the most, but it was just, she was overwhelming for me because I was trying to become stable, and she had not figured out what stability looked like for her, and I was trying to navigate this friendship with her, right, and be honest. And I had always been honest with her. I was never the type of person to be friends with somebody and lie to them. So she got in a relationship with someone, and she ended up calling me at 2 a.m. in the morning. This person had taken her car, and one of her cars, and she had tracked them to a hotel down the street from my house. So she thought it was the opportune time to just come over my house at 2 a.m. and convince me to drive my car to the hotel, and so that she could, walk in and, be like, surprise, nigga, on this man while he was in the hotel with whoever he was in the hotel with, because she was like, I need to know what's going on. And I was not there. I was way gone. I never participated in any of those shenanigans, but I also had not been honest in our relationship about how I felt about some of the things that she did. I just would be like, oh, that's just you, and I wouldn't participate. So I let this relationship drag on because I felt like we had this youthful relationship together where we used to, be fun and run the streets together. But now, my life wasn't like that. And she was coming to my house at 2 a.m. and wanted me to be fun and run the streets with her, which was not fun for me, going to pop up on somebody at the hotel. That's not what I do. And so I told her no, I would not be doing that. And I tried to talk her down. I tried to talk her out of it. I tried to reason with her, use, all of these things that I had been learning about loving yourself and how, you wouldn't chase someone who would put you in this situation. You wouldn't put up with this in this way and yada, yada, yada. And, I could tell that it just wasn't reaching her. It just wasn't reaching her. She was really pissed at me about this. She was like, I'm this close and you're not helping me. You're not my real friend. And, she's 40 at the time. I probably was like 34. And I'm like, I'm not your real friend. And I was just like, okay, fine. I'm not your real friend. I'm not your real friend. Because I won't do that for you. I would not harm myself in that way. And I'm not going to participate in harming you in this way. And it was really interesting how that ended. And, she didn't talk to me anymore for years. She didn't talk to me anymore. Like, she was just like, you left me hanging that night. I needed to know this situation. You weren't a good friend to me. And what made me think of this is because, her grandmother died, who I was very close to, and she invited me to the funeral. And that was the last time I saw her. And I was just like, and when I went, she was like, we should hang out. And I had to be honest. I was like, the last time we connected, it wasn't it for me. I'm somewhere else in my path. And the old me that wanted to hold on to you and maintain this friendship because I thought that's what I needed to do would say, yes, we need to hang out again. Because it's your grandmother's funeral and I was close to your grandmother and I really, felt a part of your family in a certain type of way, and I would want to rekindle this energy. But the me that is current and being honest is going to say, no, we don't need to hang out. And that, I wish you the best. And that's really, we're in the beginning of the year. The Aries season is the new year for astrology, not January. Aries season, spring, is the new year. Things are renewing. Everything was dead in January. Everything's renewing now. I brought up that story because I want you to think about things that are not helping you, are not supporting your growth. What people are you holding on to? What thoughts are you holding on to? What behaviors are you holding on to? What ideals, beliefs, understandings are you holding on to that are blocking you from being where you want to be? If I would have said, sure, we get to hang out and hung out with her, we would have started that cycle all over again where I was not happy with the relationship as it was going, but I was just trying to hang in there because I was hoping, she'll be different, she'll change. But that's not the reality, and there was nothing wrong with where she was. We just weren't on the same path anymore. It was not about judgment. It was not about me being better than her. It was not about her being, doing crazy shit or not paying, whatever. That's the path that she's on. I'm not on that path. Does that mean I don't like her? Does that mean I don't have love for her? Does that mean I don't want the best for her? No, it doesn't mean any of those things. It means that our story has ended. Your life is a series of short and long stories. Some people are going to start with you at the beginning of your story. They're going to skip out for a few years, and then they might come back in the end somewhere. And some people are going to meet in the middle of your story, and that's where they going to stay, in the middle of your story. And she's one of my middle of my story people. And I had fun with her. We ran the streets. We kicked our heels up. I felt she was like a really sexy girl. I used to hang out with her and be around her sexy energy, and it used to be so bomb. And I outgrew that. I outgrew the need for that. And I had to own it and be honest with myself. So, before the new moon started on 3 days ago, it's changing. Before it goes into the next cycle, start releasing. Start naming the shit you're not going to take with you into the next cycle, because healing works like that. Healing works in a circle. You get to come around to an opportunity. The opportunity presents itself. You see the opportunity. The behaviors that you are participating in are either moving you forward, or they're holding you stagnant, or they're moving you back into the past. That's it. That's all we got. So what behaviors are going to move you forward? What thoughts are going to move you forward? Where do you want to be? Focus on that. And if whatever is in your life does not align with that, release it. Because you will come back to this renewal space again in a year, trying to figure out and do the same shit you was doing last year. And that's okay. That's not a problem. I've done that before. I've had many paths that I've repeated over and over and over again until it sunk in, until it made sense to me, until I got the clarity and the wisdom and the understanding that I needed to move on from those things. So don't worry if you don't get it immediately. That's never what we're here for. We're not here. This is not a penal. It's not. You're not being penalized if you don't get something. You know what I mean? You're getting more information on how to move on when you don't get it the first time or the second time or the third time. You just weren't listening in a certain kind of way. You weren't paying attention in a certain kind of way, and that's, trust me, that happens to everyone. That is not something to be ashamed of or afraid of. It's a part of our experience. And I'm saying this because I posted just now about the divine feminine and the dark feminine. A lot of times we think of our shadow selves or our negative behaviors and traits or our dark feminine energy as bad. We think of it as something that is holding us back, and it can be. It can be those things. Those things can hold us back. When we don't understand them, we're not authentic about who we are, we're not clear about how they move in our lives. But they can also be powerful when we're using them to our advantage. There are places when your dark energies, when your so-called bad traits need to show up. We need all our experiences. The totality of our experiences is what makes our life move forward, not just the good things. The so-called bad experiences allow us the opportunity to learn and move forward as well. So stop always relying on things to look a certain type of way or to make you feel a certain type of way in order for you to feel like you're growing. A lot of the things that I have experienced that have been my most, I would have thought, sad or least powerful moments were the most powerful lessons for me and helped me move differently in a way that was more centered, more honest, more aware. And I'm just grateful for everything that I've experienced. There is no experience that I've had that has not changed my life or bettered my life in some way. Even the ones that made me feel really bad or really disconnected. Because that's what the feeling is when you feel bad. You're just disconnected from who you are for a moment. But when that gap bridges and you come back to yourself, you can put those things in place and use them to help you move forward. I hope this made sense. I hope the whole story made sense that I told about me and my friend, or my former friend. And I'll save this and put this up for anyone who wants to see the whole thing. And I appreciate you all, and I hope you have a happy Sunday. Don't forget to release. Let go. Everything don't need to go with you into the next season. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace. I'm so happy, Graceful Boss Babe. I appreciate you, sis. Y'all have a good one.